Shalom. Like to say all praises due unto Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect out there. This is another lesson. This is gonna be regards to the Maroons of Jamaica. This guy, his name's Daniel Basra. Right, he's like he's a part of the Maroons, right? And like Maroon, they are indigenous, they're sovereign, and they live in throughout Jamaica, right? On these different, you know, certain parishes. There's like a compound. Whether a compound. I think Moortown. There's I believe like 6 or 7 different like villages, right? But they are sovereign, but we're still under the curses. And I'm gonna play this because this is very. He's talking about our history, about the Moors, of Spain, and it's very complex. And this is a thing that our people don't really go into our history. And Esau is basically he's making his own history, his own narrative, and not giving the correct facts and understanding, right? And all praise due to Yahweh Hashem Shai, that the apostles and their elders like Arya, and like they were always going into their history during the Middle Ages and stuff. And that's what inspired me. That's what inspired brother in my camp, Jeremiah, you know, um, Iwasop and stuff, and that's what inspired us to go into a lot of our history, right? And that was given, by the Holy Spirit, right? And I'm gonna just play this, and I'm gonna just intersect, and yeah, let's go.
The black men ruled Spain for 700 years. You understand me? We're supposed to have a huge trace of them. Spain never went to Africa for any slaves. Spain never had a slave trade.
Yeah, because we were in rulership, I believe, 700 years, right? From I believe 700 something AD. I think 711 AD. Like Tariq, right? He was basically living throughout North Africa, and he was like a emperor, a king, and basically they went through the Straits of like Gibraltar, right, through all the like Morocco, and going into like towards Spain, right, and basically like they were under the whole Islamic regime, and they basically killed all the Christians, which were Jake, and they basically instilled Islam throughout the whole Iberian Peninsula, and basically you had the guy even before Mansa Musa, right, his brother Mansa Akbar II. He came, he came with a fleet of ships, and they came to the New World throughout the Caribbean, Central America, South America, right? And they traded, they married, they had children, and they were merchants, right? And and this is a whole thing that they don't want to acknowledge, but they know our history. So we have a great history, of you know of our heritage, right? Throughout Africa, throughout West Africa, the Caribbean, throughout Central America, South America, right? Um, I'm gonna Mansa Musa, another Muslim who has been documented to have discovered America before Columbus, made Mansa Akbar II. He was reported to have given up all the power and gold to pursue knowledge and discoveries. His successor, Mansa Musa, is regarded as this is regarded as some to have been the richest man that ever lived. Mansa Musa was reportedly to have become the successor after Akbar II decided ab- to to who had decided to abdicate his throne to join other explorers who reported to have landed in the Americas, but had returned back after becoming drowning in the river with heavy uh, with heavy uh, current, right? But like this is what Esau says, right? Because he's the one who writes these articles or certain things in our book. But our people did come to the Americas, and they were trading, and they're also speaking Hebrew, all right, Hebrew, Arabic, and also like different dialects, right, of the Mali people or the Mandinga people, right, and they're very rich. Read about Mansa Musa, right, that the predecessor, who was a predecessor, Mansa Musa, right, because like Abdul Bakar, he basically he decided to come to the New World. So Mansa Abdul II was the was the man was the Manding that was the Mandakan people of West Africa. He was the king of the Ghanaian Empire who controlled over 24 cities, and it is now Mali, Mauritania, and part of some of other West African countries. The life and lineage of Mali dynasty was regarded by Ibn Ibn Khaldun and was known scholar of the Aben Empire. Right? I could read about this. This is Mansa Akbar. Um, I could share this link in the description. Right? But you know, we have a very great, rich history, man. Right? And read about Mansa Musa. You know, like also like that's why there is a university known as like Timbuktu, right? And they were scholars, historians, and they had our records, right? And very knowledgeable and stuff. But I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna get some scriptures, but we'll just play this quick.
So where did Spain get the blacks on our plantation in Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, South America? That's who she brought. We are the former rulers of Spain who were there for 700 years. When they defeated us 1490, Spain put the bodies on three islands to contain us as prison islands: Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti.
Yeah, and basically, after 14, basically during that whole time of the 1492 of the expulsion of the Jews, the Muslims, right? That was us, and either they didn't, either they wanted them to convert to Catholicism, right? The Catholic, right? Under the whole, you know, under the church, because basically, that's when the whole so-called white supremacy, the Edomite supremacy, came to power, right? And under Pope Alexander VI, the Borgia family, which were Edomites, right? And that conquered, because he was the, Pope Alexander was the Pope, but they still had, Moors or Jake Kings that was still in power throughout Europe, throughout Spain, but they just used Isa, right, to, because basically, um, it was the time of our downfall, right? Revelation 20, right? And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, and he holding the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, right? And that was, we were in rulership for over 1,000 years, right? Because we defeated the pagan Roman Empire, so we came back to power, right? And five good emperors, and then basically, like Septimius Severus, and then Constantine the Great with the Council of Nicaea that set up the whole that whole he set up the whole church, right, with the whole Sunday worship and all that, and which was just pagan because they were worship. They basically set up the whole like Madonna, um, and Sun and all that stuff, which was just idolatry. And basically, there was a thing for power, and then basically with the whole during time of the whole Mohammedans, that's when a lot of our people converted to the whole Islam, right, under Muhammad, right, which like Muhammad, his mother was a Jew, and I believe his father, right, because he was a sharif, right, and he was a reeve of the crown, and basically, he was an agent, he was an enforcer to drive out the Ishmaelites out of the land of Jerusalem, right, or from the land of from the Holy Land, and to bring them to Mecca, right. So like that's why the whole Islam thing is still prevalent. After that, he cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up, and set a seal upon him that he should see the nation no more until the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. After that, he should be loose a little season. So this was the little season that he's in, and we see the little season that the devil he's in, and basically, like this is his reign, right? Because his reign was the destruction of our people, right? And treacherous, a lot of massacres, a lot of death, of the Israelites, man. Right? And this is a bloody man. Esau's a bloody man, and he's run out of time, and that's why he's coming full force with this whole digital ID, this whole that digital footprint that he wants to track your every move, wants to know everything what you're doing, and this is a whole control, mind control, because he wants to be like his God, but that this gonna be your time, man. Job 20, I believe. All right, cause this is your time. This is your end, man. Job 20:4. Knowest thou not this old since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Right? So, Esau is nothing but he's nothing but a hypocrite, an actor. All right, because basically he destroyed our images. Right? They call it whitewashing. Right? And whitewashing or iconoclasm. Right? And iconoclasm, which means the destroyer of images, and they destroyed our images, man. Right? And basically, they painted themselves as the saints, as the son of the Lord, and all that. It's blasphemy, man. And basically, people are learning that that you're not the real Jews, right? Or you're not the real saint, right? You guys are nothing but imposters. So this is kanap, which means hypocritical, godless, profane, right? And Esau is a profane. That's why it says that it says lest there be any profaner person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold the birthright, right? Profane, kanap, profane, be polluted, be pollute, corrupt, right? And that's what he's done. He's very corrupt, right? So I'm gonna continue to play it, right? And yeah, cause this is a very good video. So I want to make you guys. I'm gonna play this, and uh, I will interject. So let's go.
That's where all the blacks in Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti, the majority came from. We were the ones who they took out of Spain. They put the baddest, they put the ruling class on Jamaica, they put the warrior class in Haiti and the mass of the people. They put the priestly class predominantly on Cuba. That's why the Yoruba is so forceful and strong down there. But having been rulers of these Europeans for 700 years, we were not afraid of them. So many of us took over the ships on the way here, including my ancestors, landed on our own and united with the indigenous of the island and ran away to the mountain. No, you have been told that the indigenous are Indians. But pray tell, if I'm on my way to China and I don't make it there, how could I find Chinese? So if Columbus claimed he was trying to find India, he did not make it to India. He could not have found Indians. If one goes to the University of Barcelona and Madrid and Rome and the universities in Italy and Spain, you will find the very shiplogs that the conquistadors had, that a captain had to write down every day what happened and what he experienced. Right. When you go to the shiplogs of Columbus, when you go to the shiplogs of Vasco da Gama and Cortez, and you read what they wrote, they tell you that they found dark-skinned people like the East Europeans around here. If one bears in mind that the Garifuna people of St. Vincent and Barbados and the Grenadines, who were taken out by the British and sent to Honduras and Belize. The British came and found them around here, and they weren't brought by the Spaniards. These are the descendants of Mansa Musa, who left Mali with 800 ships of men in 1300 AD. Left Mali with 800 ships of men and 800 ships of supplies. His descendants were found around here in these islands as the Garifuna with their own language.
Yeah, which is right. Right. So this is correct, right? Because you have the Cormanti, right, which they're descendants of Mali, right, of Mansa Musa, right, and basically that's why I put this I put it in my description, right, and the Cormantes, all right, just Monte. The Cormantes. Right, so like that's why our people speak that dialect too, right, throughout Jamaica, right, because there's a lot of our people were already in Jamaica, in the islands, right, so that's why a lot of them they weren't even a lot of them weren't really brought on the slave because some of them are already here, right? But eventually, that's when the whole slave trade came on the scene, right? And that would have been hundreds of years later. Sorry, since her in mid like 1600, 1700, right? Because a lot of our people played a major role in our people's downfall, our slave trade. It was a big proverb. It's a big profit, right?
This is not taught on any level to the average person in the Caribbean education system. That's not made known to it. That understanding is not given. He has no clue about that. That's who we are. We are the former rulers. So because of that, we were indomitable in our resistance of being enslaved by the Spaniards. No, the Spaniards left the island. No, the lie that has been told is that there was a war for this
Yeah,
island.
like we're already here in Jamaica or on the islands, right? Because we were the Jews, right? Um, basically, uh, they were like we were already in power, right? Like even before the English came, and they took over the island. Our people already they had Portuguese, right, and Sephardic Jews of the Iberian Peninsula that were already coming to the Americas that had churches, synagogues, all right, mosque, all right, throughout the Caribbean, Central America, all right, and you know, so this is things that this that our historians and stuff like they don't really put everything in their records, right? Because these are things that they don't want the average Jake to know, right? And this is a thing that Esau tries to hide because he has all of our records, right? Like with the whole you know like with their whole exhibits, these private exhibits or these books, you know that cost a arm and a leg, right? Thousands of dollars. Some of these books, or hundreds of dollars, right? Or you have to go to you have to go to like the library, right? Like you know, that's that's sealed off, right? That you can't really like you won't be able to like actually like access some of this histories, some of these information, right? So just bear with me. Hopefully this is edifying so far. So let's go.
And that pen and venables. When I go and look at the British records, there's no records of any fleet of ships leaving from any Renwick to come and take this island in 1665. There's no records in the Spaniards' record of any war for this island. What you will find if you simply go to Wikipedia and you type up governors of Jamaica of the island of Jamaica from 1600 to today. And you see there's an overlap in time when there was the interim governor of Britain and the governor of Spain until the Spaniards left. You will find that there is a treaty of Madrid between Britain and Spain for the island. You will never thought that in any school in Jamaica that there was a treaty of Madrid for this island. What you are given is a narrative. That if you repeat that
Yeah,
narrative
so
effectively, you get.
I actually checked it out, all right, and it actually makes sense, right? Because basically they had a treaty, right? Because you had the whole like the Jacobites and then the Hashmoneans, right? And basically they had a treaty, right? So this is a treaty the Treaty of Madrid, 1670, right? And Treaty of Madrid, also known as the God the Godliff Treaty, was the treaty between England and Spain that was agreed in July 1670 for the settlement of the dispute in America. The treaty officially ended the war began in 1654 in the Caribbean, which England had conquered Jamaica, right? Which is that's what they try to say, right? But they had a treaty, right? And basically, like that's why they're our people in Jamaica. They basically had a treaty with England, right? And you had the Maroons, right, or the indigenous people of Jamaica, right, and basically like that's why they still uh they still have rights, right, through this treaty for a couple hundred years, over 300 some odd years, right. So this is uh this is very it's very in depth, right. So I'm gonna just go and just play the rest. It is not a matter of it being true
It's
or
not a
not.
matter of
It's a
it being
matter of
true
how
or
much
not. It's a
output. Let
matter
us
of
see
how
if we
much.
can
Oh, let
program
us
you.
see if we
Let's
can
just tell you
program
some
you.
foolishness.
Let's
And if
just
you
tell you
repeat
some
that
foolishness. And
foolishness,
if you
it
repeat
then
that
tells us we
foolishness,
can
it
program
then
you
tells us
to
we can
other
program you
foolishness.
to other foolishness.
Right, right.
Right,
See,
right.
like this Jake, he's very educated, and they 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 they're pretty much they go into the law and stuff because they know who they are and stuff. So they still have to protect themselves, and they're protected, right? But unfortunately, but the Most High, he's the one that's he's given our people that power, right? And because right now we here in the Americas, anywhere people are scattered, we're under the crown. We're under uh now um King Charles, right, of England, and basically we're under their domain. When you have a birth certificate, a a birth certificate, SIM card, passport, your license, everything, you're like you're under the crown, right? And these are and spells and curses that they have our people under, right? Because he's manipulated the system, right, to have our people um like worship him, right? And that's why we're getting back. The Most High is gonna give us back our nationality, our sovereign, to know who we are, right? And because these nations, they know who the Israelites are, right? But because we're in such a low state and we're dependent on this man, on this system, right? Because this is a curse that we're under. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 to 68, right? So this is very enlightening and stuff, but you know this that we're dealing with our enemy, that our the devil. So we can't even we're hopeless, right? So the only one that's gonna save us is Yahweh Shai, from the hand of our oppressors, man, right? Because the Edomites, they're ruling the earth with an iron fist, right? But Yahweh Shai is gonna, which is his name, not Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai, right? Jesus means, you know, uh, Jesus, right? Um, but basically, like Yahweh Shai, which means he is Savior. He's gonna deliver us, right, from the hands of our oppressors, because we're being affected, man, as a nation because of this devil, what he's doing to our people. It's this is a whole psyop that we're living in, right? And the only way that we're gonna escape out of this psyop is Yahweh Shai is coming, right? So
So that's who we are. So that's who we are. So with that understanding, you must understand that this is a different set of people that were brought by the British. Totally different from the ones that were brought by the
Yeah,
Spaniards.
because
Because the one that the
basically you
Spaniards
had um like King James, King Charles the fifth of Spain and stuff. They were Jake, right? But basically, the Jacobites and the Hanoverians, right? That took over. They were Jake, right? And basically they had a treaty because they thought that basically like they're gonna defeat the Maroons, but that didn't work out, right? So that's why they had to have a treaty, right, with with the Maroons of Jamaica, right, and that's why they're still sovereign, right, to this day, and they're under their own like jurisdiction, right?
brought were not taken from Africa. Brought were not taken from Africa, but were out of Africa in Europe, ruling Europe for 700 years.
Mhm. So you're saying, Daniel, that the teachings that we got about the Maroons is inaccurate, is what you're saying?
But let me ask you a question. You see, because there, you have to go back.
Mm-hmm.
You never had a class. I've been through the entire curriculum. There's no class from primary school to high school to university. That details about the Maroons. You have not one chapter in any book. Where did you learn about the Maroons? If it's not a part of your curriculum, then most Jamaicans talk about the Maroons. It's a rumbar talk.
Right, right.
You cannot tell me which class you have. You cannot tell me which class you have, which history book you saw an entire chapter on the Maroons.
And that is one of the reasons why I stated that, Jamaicans, speaking of us Jamaicans, don't really know the history of the Maroons. You understand? We don't know the details of the Maroon and the history, surrounding it. Because them only give you what them want we know.
Narrative. And half of what they give you is not even true. It is just something. So as to not give you the truth, I give you a story.
Mm-hmm.
And I leave you repeating that story for 5, 6, 7, 8 generations. Maybe 10, 20 generations before you come to the truth.
Yeah, and that's what Esau does.
Right.
He warps history, distorts history, right? And that's why they show you these things in these movies, like like Roots, right? Well, basically it's like it was written by I forgot the guy's name, something Haley, right? And basically they show you our people, yeah, that they were slaves and stuff, but they don't want to go into the history that a lot of people who they were enslaving were indigenous people, in the Americas, right? And they basically they put a lot of our people in captivity, right? But you know, a lot of our like slavery basically began in the Americas when the Edomites started to come into power, right? And Jake was also involved, right? Uh, Hopefully this makes sense, right? Because this is basically the situation that we're under, right? Joel 3 verse 3, and they have cast lots from a people and sold a girl for a boy, for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, right? So the whole like Phoenicians, right, that were they played a major role too, right? And Jake, right, that they were traders, merchants, right? You know, well as you Ishmaelites, man, and all the coasts of Palestine, right? Because basically now the people in Palestine right now, right, they call themselves Ishmaelites or Arabs, right? So they played a major role in our destruction too. They render me a recompense, and after you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return a recompense upon your own head, because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried it here in the temple, my goodly pleasant things. Right. So during the whole 70 AD, right, where our temple was destroyed, right, and you know the Edomite, they put our people to captivity, right. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, right. So the Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right, the three tribes, right, and you know basically a lot of our people, they're already in the Americas, and there was a whole slave trade, right. The children of Jerusalem have he sold to the Grecians, right, and the children of Jerusalem were the 10 tribes, right. So this is a very thing that no, this is what happened to our people, man. There's a whole big slave trade of our people, right.
Because this is what has happened in Jamaica. Because this is what has happened in Jamaica. Because you are told in your history class that Maroons were runaway slaves. But they don't tell you where did Spain never. But they don't tell you where did Spain never went to Africa. Spain never had a slave trade. You see, it's because Spain took all the 700 years of black men in Africa that they call the Moors. The word Moor comes from the Spanish word moro, which means black. It's what they call them. Nobody ever called themselves Moors. Moors is what the Spaniards call the blacks. From the Spanish word moro. It's Castilla, from the Castellano dialect. Moreno. Now, Spain, after 700 years,
Yeah,
Spain
it's
just
like,
moved us,
like
come down here and
Moreno,
got.
they just call you basically like Moreno. It basically calls like swine, right. Basically that's what they call her, because they call you a Moor, right. A Moreno basically call like a wild beast, like a wild, and basically black, but it even goes even worse, basically call you swine, right.
Spain had to get rid of the blacks. Spain had to get rid of the blacks. 700 years of black men sexing down Europe is what created the Latina. Them have the shape and the figure of black women, but them kind of have a look where them don't look fully like the black woman, but them down is kind of. That's who they are. They are the descendants of the interbreeding of 700
Yeah,
years.
so
That's why they call.
we took a lot of those Edomite women. We had a lot of children. We had a lot of offspring. That's why we have all these different features, and a lot of them, a lot of those Italian women, um, them Edomite looking women, those Irish and stuff. Um, they have you know, them curvy type features, right? Because a lot of them are Israelites, right? So we have you know, it says that our says that his heritage is a speckled bird, right? So we're speckled birds, the Israelites, right? So we're scattered through the whole entire earth. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. All right, Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou thy father have known, even wood and stone. And that's what's happening. We're scattered through the whole entire earth, and this is a curse that we're under, right, as Israelites. But when this curse is going to be lifted, when the Heavenly Father Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is gonna intersect and give us that redemption, right? Then we're gonna be good, right? We're gonna have the laws. The law is gonna be in our inward parts. Hebrews 8, right? It's gonna be the new covenant that's gonna be on the elect, right? And the 1/3, right? The 2/3 are gonna be done away with, but this is very good though.
Morena. Morena. It's hinted in the language.
Yeah, so with
Linguistic
that,
precision is everything.
Double honors to the apostle of great milestone. Peace, blessed to the elect out there. I'm just gonna play this. I'm gonna play the rest of this, right? And yeah, This is a very good documentary. His name is Daniel Basra Speaks, a Compound Maroon. All right, Jamaican more. This is off of TikTok. So with that, let us say our praise due to Al Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakwadash, the wondrous apostles of great milestone. Peace bless to the lecture one.
So the very Morena that they call the Latin women hints to the fact that they are of black descent. No, because Spain had those blacks all over Latin America and Central America. Spain conquered, got Central America, so Spain had to contain the bodies. To put us on 3 islands to contain us like prison islands. The bodies were put on these 3 islands. Spain and France and Portugal not having had 700 years of blacks in their control. They now had to start a slave trade to go look at set of blacks for Europe. You understand how it come about now?
Right.
History takes place in geography. Because you see, history takes place in geography. History, anyone who attempts to teach you history and not teach you geography simultaneously is scamming. Because the history did not take place in thin air. It took place on a geographical point of reference. You see me? Don't come on the island and we're there. We united with the indigenous, the Maroons, the black skinned people that were on the island. If you go into the French records and the British records, they call them black Caribs. You see, that's why they tell you that the Caribs was aggressive and how can you not be aggressive to them? They made it look as if the Caribs were, remember, you can't tell the relations between the Caribs and the so-called Iraq because you were not here to see that. All you could have seen was you coming to take over the people and the Caribs were aggressive towards you. But black people reading these books are made to think the Caribs were bad. How could you not be aggressive to a set of Europeans invading, raping, killing, and robbing and plundering the land? Aggression was the only answer.
Exactly.
So they tell you the Caribs were savage and they were cannibals on these islands with so much food. Seriously? Impossible. You mean you're going to leave mango and jackfruit and banana to eat? Sure. Lies of white people. But then they come up with a set of people that they call the Arawaks that were peaceful. Here's the scam. In the people who came on the other history books I read of Ulmas, I was made to understand intense and in-depth anthropology, meaning they told me how their societies were structured and how they grew. No, that kind of in-depth anthropology would have taken 550 years of undisturbed observation. You claim that you kill them off in 50 years, so how are you giving me an anthropology about how them live? That's impossible. Impossible. You cannot be at war with a man and then try to attempt to give me a detailed anthropology of his society. That's another